BYU comes back from 17 points down to defeat the TCU Horned Frogs 87-75. Mitch Harper with KSLSports.com. Huge win for BYU. They avoid the letdown after that historic win earlier in the week over Kansas. BYU outscored the Horned Frogs by 29 points in the second half, 58-29. TCU head coach Jamie Dixon in the postgame was not too thrilled with the entire 40 minutes of how his team played, even though they had a 17-point lead. He didn't feel they played that well, and he felt that the shot selection from TCU led to BYU's offense. BYU's Richie Saunders, I think, was the key cog in getting BYU back into this game. The way he got downhill and attacked the basket, I thought it was outstanding. That pass he had to Jackson Robinson for the corner three down there on this other end, I thought was huge. And then on that following possession, he attacked the rim, got to the hoop, and BYU tied it up at 62. Fousseyni Traore was also outstanding. 21 points for the junior forward center for BYU. There was just no match. From the early onset, when he checked into the game after the under-16 media timeout, you could just tell TCU had no answer for Fous. And the physicality of Fous, even though that he's a little bit undersized by height standards in the Big 12, no one, game after game, physically can match the strength of Fous on the block. It's been quite the sight to see. When you're factoring, this is the toughest league in America, and the physicality in this league, how refs allow these bigs to play, Fous just continues to get his. In fact, I think he's been better in the Big 12 than what he was before when BYU was in the West Coast Conference. The three-point shooting for BYU in the first half was abysmal, 8%. TCU was shooting lights out, but BYU ends up 9 of 28, and they hit the threes when they needed to. I thought Trevenell was big, kind of a tone setter in that second half. He hit that three to open up the second half, gave a little bit of life, got it down to 14, and you felt like, okay, maybe BYU's got a run in them, and of course that run continued for the Cougars. Trevenell ended up with 20 points on the night. Big game for him. He's been up and down since the early part of Big 12 play. Huge night for Trevin, and huge night just for BYU. They go to 21 now wins on the season, and they've got the chance to get that 4 seed in the Big 12 Conference Tournament. BYU's now 9-7 in league play, tied with Texas Tech and Kansas, but they got the tiebreaker over the Jayhawks. They don't have that tiebreaker over Texas Tech. If you get that 4 seed, you're going to be advanced all the way to Thursday in the Big 12 Conference Tournament and avoid the first 2 rounds. So a lot at stake heading into the final week of the season for the Cougars. Next up, though, it's Wednesday night at Iowa State. Number 8 Cyclones, going to be one of the toughest venues that BYU's played at this season at Hilton Coliseum. BYU defeated Iowa State earlier this year. Then, of course, they close it out next Saturday against Oklahoma State. Check out all the coverage on KSLSports.com. For Mitch Harper in Provo, go to KSLSports.com.